Hi, this is Bill McKenna. I'm here to present to you our results of our testing of Cognomovement with the Bioewell system. Now, the Bioewell system was developed by Professor Konstantin Krotikov. He's a professor of physics out of the St. Petersburg University of Russia. This device has basically combined Kirlian photography and Korean acupuncture. You insert your finger into this hole right here, and what happens is it generates a photo, if you will, of or image of your it generates a image of your bioenergy field. This bioenergy field is broken down. They know that every part of that finger, what meridian or part of the body that it is associated with. For example, this part of this photo is, number 1 is the right eye. Number 2 here is the right ear, nose, and maxillary sinus. 4, the right thumb. So with this data, they know every single finger gives them data on a different part of your body or meridian. With this, they can actually map the entire human system. Here is a look at a woman who is suffering with guilt. This here, or actually this is a man who is suffering with guilt. And you can see before Cognomovement, you see these huge gaps in the energy field. And then after Cognomovement, the guilt basically went away and the energy field had filled in. Here is some data from a woman who suffered with shame and humiliation. And this is before utilizing Cognomovement. Now, what this is, along the bottom here, all these numbers represents all these organs down here. Your spine, your thorax, your heart, your sinus, all the different parts of your body. And the amount of energy that they are producing is along this axis. And this axis is which actual organ it is. The ones that are highlighted are organs that are out of balance, meaning left, right. The amount of energy left, right, which is also could be termed parasympathetic, sympathetic. So here's before utilizing Cognomovement, and here's after. You can see here that there's been not only a significant increase in energy, but also the amount of the organs that were out of balance has decreased significantly. Here's a man who is struggling with stress and confusion. So this is before here, and all the when these are over to the side here, they're extrovert. They're focused on others, their social life and work, and excuse me. And when they're in balance, this is after Cognomovement, then they are balanced in between home and work, or introvert and extrovert, that sort of thing. The size represents the amount of energy that these centers will generate. This here is a woman suffering with financial stress. For many people, they spend a lot of time in worry with financial stress. Here's a great example of a woman who was suffering with financial stress. Look at what her energy field looks like, and then look at what happened after the financial stress went away by doing Cognomovement. So what we do with Cognomovement is, as everyone knows, is we help a person to process these issues. And the neat thing is that it actually shows up here in these tests. This test was done on a woman who had a significant amount of resentment for her spouse. This is before doing Cognomovement. You can see that the energy, rises and falls, but it's somewhere in this area, right around 3.5 or so on average. 3.5 to 4 is where her energy level is. And you can see how many of these are all out of balance. I think there's 3, 6, 9 of the organs out of balance. So here is, after multiple sessions, is all in one day, multiple sessions of Cognomovement. Look at her energy has increased here significantly. And there's only one organ that's out of balance. Here is a woman who had a fear of falling. It was a fairly significant fear of falling. It just so happened that a few years earlier, she had broken this femur right here. It wasn't compound, but it was completely split apart and spun. And here's after she did the exercise. Notice how it filled in. Here's before, here's after. The fear of falling went away. Here's a woman who had a betrayal issue. Everywhere you can see the movement here. This is before and after. Everywhere that there was movement, she felt either heat or pain, or here she was coughing. But everywhere that you actually feel something like that, you not only do you physically feel it, but it actually shows up in test results. Thank you for watching these tests. We're available to do BioWell test with you in person if you'd like. Thank you very much.